What's your best relationship advice? Talk to them when you're upset. They can't read your mind. If you hold all your negative thoughts inside, it will just make you feel bitter about everything until it stops working. My problem is not knowing whether the problems I create in my head are just me being crazy or if they are actually justified. Find someone who you can go on vacation with. It sounds easy. However, if there's someone that you don't want to get rid of at the end of a vacation, you're probably okay with them. It's funny, I knew I deeply loved my now husband when we went away for the weekend, and I missed him when he dropped me off at home after. Good point. When it comes to fights, have the memory of a goldfish for the good stuff, the memory of an elephant, and never keep score. Your team. Also, if you are in an actual fight, it's better to be an elephant. They are huge and super strong. You and your partner should also be best friends. Straight up opinion, but I think a lot of people forget that your soul really should be someone you love spending time with, not someone who is just there to say they're your significant other. Things take time, hard work, and dedication. The spark is going to die after the honeymoon phase. Don't take that as a give up sign. Take it as a sign to try to bring a new spark in. And nobody can tell you how to live your life. Not even them. Make sure you know what toxic signs are and don't justify anything. Difference between infatuation and love is the same difference between motivation and discipline. Infatuation and motivation are both fleeting. They come in strong and then suddenly go. Discipline and love are active choices. You buy into it, you build it, and then you ride it out through the good and bad. Be happy on your own. Don't rely 100% on your relationship if you need happiness. There is always a time where you are on your own and you need to pleasure yourself. While you're cuddling, scratch their head and play with their hair. And rub the belly, and wiggling tail. Don't expect them to be perfect. Don't hold them up to a super high standard. They won't meet it. That being said, know your worth. This, accept their flaws, but help them grow from their mistakes. If they're unwilling to learn from mistakes, leave. When you're in a relationship, make sure that you're staying in it for the right reasons. If you're staying for security, convenience, because you're afraid of being alone, or anything of that nature, then just leave. Don't let yourself be that sad guy who hates his wife but stays with them forever. Above all, be yourself. Don't get caught up in trying to be somebody you think others want you to be. Unless yourself is a butthole, in which case be a better version of yourself. That's a good piece of advice that was given to me a little while back. Remember, during fights, disagreements, it's not you versus your so. It's you and your so versus the problem. I totally agree. In a lot of cases this requires a lot of humility though. In my experience, I've had some temper problems in the past. It's me and my so versus my character flaw. I am glad she was willing to correct me and help me grow up instead of just saying goodbye right away. I am glad I had the courage to admit I am flawed. It's me and her versus our flaws. I don't know if it's the best advice for everyone because we all carry different kinds of baggage, but my husband and I laid out all our cards the first night we met. I told him everything. My wants, my needs, my expectations, my goals, everything. And he did the same. We were both so tired of the dating game that we basically both said, this is me. This is what I'm looking for. Take it or leave it. We were so honest with each other that we left the date feeling like we've known one another forever. We celebrate 5 years together this December. I guess what you should take away is that honesty is key. Don't deny who you are or your wants and needs. And don't deny someone else theirs either. We all need love. Establish, maintain, and respect boundaries. Learn to compromise and apologize. You're growing together. It's you two versus the world, not you two versus each other. Their concerns or complaints might be stupid to you, but to them it's important. That thing they are complaining about that you think is silly is not silly to them. Leaving a spoon in the sink may seem trivial to you because you would do all the dishes in the world for that person, but they are interpreting the spoon in the sink as not giving a crap. Their perspective is their reality, regardless of whether you think it is stupid in a bad perspective. Do with that information what you will. Either you need to adjust your behavior to be more conforming to their preferences, or you need to accept that their preferences are too unreasonable. Don't just say your feelings are dumb and think you've won an argument. There are only two solutions to the problem. You fix your behavior to meet their needs, or they have to adjust what their needs are. People are unlikely to change their needs. I needed this. Most dating experiences and relationships don't work out, and that's okay. Most of the time it has nothing to do with you or the other person not being great or needing to improve in any way. It's just not right. It's like spaghetti and ice cream. Both are delicious, but not together. Spaghetti needs to find some bolognese sauce and ice cream needs to find some hot fudge. If you're not feeling it with someone, you don't need any excuse to leave. If you want out, you can go at any time, as long as you tell the other person in a way that shows you're a decent person. Be calm, don't criticize them. Be decisive, and respect their privacy. You're fine. In the same vein, don't try to stick with something when you're just not feeling it just because you think the other person is great, or the best you'll ever do, or it's better than being single. Don't try to change yourself to please the other person and get them to like you more. However, learning to compromise is different, and this is important. And if you feel like someone is sending you signals that they might want out, often misconstrued as mixed signals, just make it easy for them and go. It may make you feel like crap to break it off with someone who will likely find it a relief you took care of the dirty work, or only wants you when they feel like they can't have you. It's better for everyone that you free yourself to find someone better. Ice cream. Go find your hot fudge. Know each other's love languages. Everyone is different, and what ways make them feel loved. There's a good book on this called The 5 Love Languages. Short read, really helped me and my wife to understand the way we show each other love. Got a crush on someone you fancy? Yesterday was the best day to tell them. You never know if they could go missing and never be found again. Edit. Okay, I made this comment lightheartedly, but my crush did go missing. Now I made it all awkward and crap. Make sure they have a good mattress and not a taco bed. Relax, share, and trust. Be open, honest, and flexible, willing to learn as you go, and adapt to each other's needs and interests. If you can't make yourself happy, they won't be able to make you happy either. I second this. Got extremely close to someone with depression and mental illnesses. They refused to get any help, saying they didn't want someone else telling them how to live their life. My dumb ass didn't see the huge red flag and thought I could bring the happiness. I couldn't. Decide to invest effort into the relationship, and if your partner does not reciprocate, then wait for someone who wants to work with you to create a successful partnership. Seriously take into consider that the person you are falling in love with is a being who is always changing. Your wavelengths may be in sync with each other now, but be watchful for when you're growing at different speeds. A good partner will never stop growing, and you'll want to grow together. Someone who is exactly the same on all levels of spirituality and all other fronts as well should be approached with caution. We're meant to never seize up and stand still. For those who have been together for a while, frick first. Going out for dinner, to a party, anywhere that you'll get home kinda late but think, hey, it would be fun to get laid after this frick first. Then when you can go to bed like you really want, or, best case scenario, you get to frick again. Especially this before going out to dinner. That way you can eat what you want without worrying about being too full for sexy times later. Trust your instincts. If you're with someone that is regularly making your life more worse than better, leave. For context, I'm currently engaged to someone that I both love deeply and fight with. We're best friends, and I have complete faith in their morality and that they have my best interests at heart. Sometimes how they go about trying to make my life better makes it worse, and sometimes they're inconsiderate, but that's life. Sometimes I'm inconsiderate too, a lot actually. I can never remember to hang up the dang towels. Before that I dated someone who I thought, wrongly, at the time was very smart and attractive, but routinely treated me like crap. They lied to me, cheated on me. I've also dated people who, while not bad, didn't make me laugh, and whom I never felt I could trust. I'm still not sure if they were lying or not, but they made me feel like they were, and as a result the relationship wasn't healthy. The moral of the story is I can trust myself now. I know the difference in what a good relationship and a bad relationship feels like. It usually boils down to, is the other person willing to compromise and try and work to save things? Are they able to admit when they are wrong and take care of my feelings when I'm wrong? Can your partner listen to you and make you feel cared for even when you disagree? Even when a good relationship is going badly, it feels different than a bad relationship going good. Also, my partner and I live together and have lived together for the past 5 years before marriage, so it's not like we're in the infatuation phase still. Regularly make an active effort to give a crap about them. Take a moment and think critically about if there's anything your partner needs or wants. It just takes a few seconds and it will make all the difference in the world. Even if she says she doesn't want anything, get her a small fry anyway, so she won't eat yours. Just order your fries one size up. Will make her feel less guilty. She doesn't want to feel like she's eating a full order of fries, and is usually cheaper, and you don't look like a control freak. Argue naked. Nothing says I'm passionate about this like a boner. The relationship is always 60/40 effort, with you both giving 60. I actually really like that cause it's very true. Do not enter a relationship because you feel required to, or because others want you to. Do it because you want to. Communication. Don't beat around the bush and wrestle with an issue because you're too afraid to ask them, or scared of their reaction. Even if it turns out negative. Life's freaking short, whatever. Start farting around her ASAP. I've been with my wife for like 13 years and I've never knowingly farted around her. I have to freaking get up and leave the room to do it. It's been going on for so long that it would just be so damned awkward if I started doing it now. I done fricked up. To anyone a little nervous about pulling the trigger on this, consider just blaming your farts on your dog. Even though it was very obviously you, it detracts from the embarrassment a little and encourages both of you to laugh about it. My husband and I have been blaming every noticeable fart and burp on the dog for the last 12 years even though the dog died 2 years ago. Couple therapy doesn't spell the end of things. It can be the beginning of something amazing and teach you great things about your partner in a safe space. Admit you're wrong when you are. When there's a conflict, stand your ground, but not so much that you're not open-minded to your partner's ideas point of view. Lastly, do not go to bed angry at each other. To the last point, if it's late at night and you're angry at each other, a night's sleep might improve the situation because it will give you time to cool down. If you're both getting frustrated in an argument, continuing to argue for the sake of arguing out a resolution before sleeping isn't the most helpful option. Do not rush things. Learn everything there is to know about your SO before taking things to the next level. If you aren't compatible, it's better to find out before you live together, marry, or have kids. Be yourself and try not to be afraid or insecure. Don't be with someone who doesn't make you feel good about yourself. Never cheat. Just be a loyal person and have faith. I don't want to do what others did to my girlfriend in the past. And I know she is loyal to me too. Before you do something, ask yourself, how will I feel if my SO did this? If you wouldn't like it, don't do it. There isn't someone out there for everyone. You need to be comfortable with being alone. This means setting goals and achieving them. Even if no one finds you attractive, at least you can still be fit, healthy, have a career and be wealthy enough to pursue your hobbies and travel. If you're this person, that is someone no one else finds attractive, then pursue life and your goals for yourself. You can find immense satisfaction alone, outside of a relationship. Eventually someone may find you attractive, but even if no one does, you can still live a very full life. Never stop working on yourself. No matter how much you love someone, never put your future on hold, never stop learning or stop growing. If the other person truly loves you, she will also want you to continue working on yourself. If you're going to pack all your crap up and leave unexpectedly, should have the courtesy to leave a note. Never stop crushing on your spouse and be excited to talk about them to others. It's the cutest thing when you can tell how in love two people are, even when one of them isn't in the room. As someone who got completely blindsided with a breakup today despite being, his words, the perfect girl, I just want to say this, please communicate. If there's a problem, voice it early and talk about it as often as you need to. Don't break her heart with a sudden slap in the face after 2 years of what she thought was a perfect relationship. I wish I were dead. Communication is key. If they never listen or open, it's time to move on. Underpromise, overdeliver. Your so should be your favorite person in the world to spend time with. Likewise, you should be your so's favorite person. If this is not the case, you might want to consider re-evaluating your relationship. If you have a bad day, buy him something small. Flowers, chocolates, Chipotle, act. Love is in the small things. It is what won the heart of my girlfriend. Clarification. When you have a bad, buy something for your SO. You can't necessarily make your day better, but you can make their day better. You've been spotted by the doggo of studying. Like this video for good grades for the next 2 years. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.